So good morning, folks. Hope you all doing well this morning. It's bright and early on Monday morning, and we got the exiting system of the Northeast finally. Very impactful weather in the past over the weekend. And we had severe weather in the south and the heavy snow, freezing rain, sleet, all kind of stuff. Right. Thankfully, it's going to be calm for a few days. The temperatures are going to be brutally cold through the week. Potential for another storm system getting going along the eastern seaboard in the coming days, right? And into next weekend. So my forecast today, I'm going to go over all that. And welcome to my channel. My name is Tim, a meteorologist. Like my video if you like it, subscribe, share with your friends, and put any comments or questions you have in the comments below. And so let's get started here. Yeah, so here are the current hazards. We got cold weather, extreme cold warnings in the dark blue, cold weather advisories in the light, I don't know, you call it over here, whatever that color is right there, right? So, and then you have winter weather advisory, of course, with the cold weather advisory as part of that. Winter storm warning still for parts of the Ohio Valley here. I know I keep clicking on it and messing it up, but looks like winter weather advisories up here in the Northeast and winter storm warnings as well, and some leftover winter storm warning parts of North Carolina. Even we got dense fog advisory here, cold weather advisory, freeze warning, freeze watch. Never mind, sorry. And you have even further down freeze watch, and yes, so freeze warnings and special weather statement further down here in southern Florida. So you can see the extent of this is across all the eastern U.S., right? Pretty much east of the Rockies, with the exception of parts of South Dakota. And even Wyoming has some cold weather products here, cold weather advisory. So, and this is a different look at it. I wanted to try to get everything on one page, even though some of the stuff is hidden, right? But you see extreme cold warning, extreme cold watch here, both at the same time. So there's just all kind of stuff going on here. Pretty incredible, this cold air. So high temperatures for today are going to be cold for most of the state, all the state really. Upper 20s to upper 30s and lower 40s farther to the south. Sunny skies, maybe some clouds up to the north here. Tonight in the teens, with the exception of maybe in Vidalia, southern Georgia, clear skies, single digits up to the north, brutally cold here. Anywhere you're going to be tonight. If you're going to go out, bundle up. And tomorrow, a little bit warmer, but still just above freezing in northwest Georgia, and mid 40s in central and south Georgia with sunny skies. So I continue to show this every day. This was issued yesterday. I'm sure it'll be updated again today. But this highlights the wind chill risk, -50 in the northern plains, below zero as far south as the southern plain, lower Mississippi Valley, high valley, mid-Atlantic, expected through Tuesday. So, and there's a good chance this hazardous cold will continue through the 2nd through the 8th. Life-threatening cold, and this is strong wording from the Climate Prediction Center. You can stop and read this if you want, but yeah, not a good situation here. So here are the current wind chills. I want to show you this graphic to show how cold it's even up to the north here in the -30-degree wind chill range, um, all the way down into Texas here in the single digits or below zero, right? And anywhere west of the Appalachians up in the Northeast. The only place that it's above freezing is maybe down here in Florida right now. So, and parts of southern Georgia, but that's going to change as well. See, the cold air is pushing to the east here, and along the west coast is the only other place that is above freezing. So most of the nation above freezing right now, which is pretty incredible here. Uh, so we're going to have a very cold week ahead of us. So what does day 3 to 7 hazards look like? Well, we got hazardous cold in the eastern U.S. We know about that. Generally the 28th through the 1st, right? So 20th and 29th in Florida, 30th through the 1st in far southern tier of the U.S., and 28th through the 1st on other areas here, with the chance of heavy precip along the west coast here and to southern Alaska with high winds and heavy precip on the 28th. So this is the 15-day outlook for the European ensemble for the temperatures for middle Georgia, right? Going to be cold here, maybe warming up slightly. Tomorrow night going to be a high. Tomorrow's going to be a high of 44, low of 19. All right, so it's going to be brutally cold. And even overnight after that, it's going to be below freezing. And then Saturday, projecting a high of 34, although and a high of 39 on Sunday. My goodness. Jeez. It's going to be cold here, guys. And then the model is depicting a warm up towards the end of the period. But we'll see how that evolves. But temperatures are going to remain below normal, it looks like, through the period, maybe reaching normal as we get towards the middle of February here. So I'm going to take a little different approach here to the weather forecast that I analysis. I'm going to generally go from west to east. A lot of people, other people do that, so I thought I'd give it a try here. So this is the European model, arguably the king of all models, right? Most consistent. This map shows precipitation and moisture, right? So not a lot going on. Maybe so a little bit of leftover snow on the front range of the Rockies. Some a little disturbance through the flow here. And we get into Tuesday, Wednesday. Not a lot going on here. Looks like some northern stream energy maybe get going, right? And nothing really happens through the weekend here. And some more moisture and energy diving further south here. And the northerly flow Monday into Tuesday. So at least with this model, kind of a miss for the central U.S. At least as of right now. This isn't a forecast, guys. Just going over the guidance and what we may have up and coming here. Moving to the east here, we have our exiting system. And this European again, right? Moving through Friday, Saturday. European really is bullish on putting a system along the eastern seaboard here with the potential for a nor'easter here. Let's see if it, yeah, it really wants to bomb this thing out, become negatively tilted with another storm on Sunday here. Pretty incredible evolution here. North Carolina, anywhere in this area could potentially have with this model run, could potentially have something happen with this system. So, uh, interesting evolution here. Now, this is 5 days away, so, you know, if this is showing that, you see how the ISO bars here, contour lines are backing like this. That tells me there's a negative tilted trough there. We'll go over that in more detail here in a little while, but I wanted to go through the European model output here. So what does the European ensemble show? Well, we'll go over that. This is 50 members, and this just shows precip, not necessarily the type here. So, right, move through time with this. And most of the models are showing not a lot going on out west here through the week, right? And wants to maybe bring some moisture further north here along the Gulf Coast going into the weekend, right? And then you see what looks like some moisture further south. The ensembles are maybe hinting at something here going on, right? So, uh, yeah. So we go through Sunday into Monday. moves off to the east there, and maybe some higher heights building at the surface here, maybe some warmer temps finally. Northerly flow moving a little further to the east. So as we go through the week, we got northern stream energy, clipper type systems, and some offshore energy. And here comes your southern energy from the central U.S., right? A lot of just general precip here. So, we'll just have to see where this develops, but it's definitely hinting at a solution that has a coastal low developing and where this sets up. So this is the ensemble. So this is like 50 members. So this averages all those members. So still a lot of details to be worked out. Of course, I keep saying that, but that's the truth, not a forecast, guys. So I'm just going to show you this one map, the European ensemble snowfall totals, to give you a good idea of what its thinking is. Starting Tuesday, maybe some light snow here in the central U.S. and of course up along the Great Lakes. Gonna be a lot going on. This is total. This is totals, right? Through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe getting some more northern stream snow here. These are. I doubt there's gonna be snow here. Just the probabilities are there, but not high, right? The Great Lakes, of course, are getting more here. Got Saturday, Sunday. You see how the probability, the amounts increase here to the east. So we'll talk about that as well next. Look at the eastern U.S. with this model run, the European ensemble. That's what we got going on right now. And then really fills in here just along the eastern seaboard, right? So let's do a 24-hour here or 3-day. So this helps bring in a better perspective here about snowfall through the period, right? So there's a first time frame. So the model, the European ensemble, is honking the horn and hinting at this as well. So uh, this can't be ruled out as a solution. And I'd say I got pretty good confidence of something happening along the eastern seaboard somewhere next weekend into the early part of next week. So this is the GFS model. I know a lot of people don't like this model, but we're going to compare all the major model guides and ensembles here. This is starting Tuesday, right? Moving this through time here. Maybe has some energy moving down in the flow. Friday, Saturday. A little bit of energy here, and you see this Gulf moisture here, right? And we get through the next weekend, Sunday. Not a lot happening here. Although there could be some leftover snow and different things and snow showers, but nothing major, at least on the GFS for this area. Moving to the east here with the GFS, not a lot going on. Northern stream energy, of course, moving through the flow. Just different clipper systems probably moving over the lakes. Lake effects will be cranking here, right? And you have this northern stream energy. And the GFS has a pretty similar solution here, although not quite as amplified and a little further offshore. So I think the models are coming into some agreement here that this is going to happen. Where this sets up, also become negatively tilted to some degree, right? But where this sets up is going to be important, right? So even on this solution, the Outer Banks here could get in on this. And this is not a forecast, guys, okay? But this gives me a little more confidence. We may have something developing. Although this is a little bit later, right? This is it's on Sunday, the 31st through the 1st here. So the details we worked out if this does happen in the coming days. But overall, I would say both the European and GFS agree on this. So what does the European AI model show? I'm bringing up these this way because on this site, because of the this does show precip type on this, right? So European AI has generally quiet conditions for the south central US through the period here. Not showing a lot of moisture, but you can see this energy in the southern stream. There's maybe some northern stream energy getting going here. So we get towards Saturday, 31st, and first you see something getting going here on the edge of your screen. So we'll stop this Sunday evening and we'll move to the east. Yeah, so for some reason the this site won't let me display the different P types on the southeast region. So you can see what we got going on here. Very deep trough digging, right? And northern stream energy moving along it. And the European AI really wants to crank up this system off the East Coast, just like the European European deterministic. Wow. Could we have another nor'easter next weekend, end of next weekend? Very possible here. So let's go back one run. Pretty similar solution, just a little further offshore. So and then it really cranks up. So pretty good confidence, at least in the 5-day range of this possibility. However, a lot of details still need to be worked out. So starting off with this on Tuesday, right? Not a lot going on. We go through the period. You have some moisture coming in from the north and from the south. Do they meet up and do anything? No, but you have some more northern stream energy maybe impacting the central and northern U.S. with this. Not a lot of heavy precip here. And maybe high pressure building in a little bit more. This is a 00Z run. The 06Z run is running right now, but it just started. So we got our system exiting here along the eastern seaboard. Friday, Saturday, not a lot going on. Southern stream energy, different pockets of energy here, right? Doesn't show P-type. The AIGFS wants to keep that system out to sea here. But we'll see what happens, and maybe another system moving through after that. So um, we'll have to see if this solution converges on with the GFS deterministic or not, and then we'll go from there. So starting on Wednesday, we had the return of enhanced moisture along the west coast. It could lead to flooding here with a marginal risk of excessive rainfall. This continues through Thursday into Friday with the onshore flow. So I'll have to keep an eye on that for any uptrends in the coming days. But overall, not a lot of risk for most of the U.S. in the coming days due to the cold air and suppressed precip here. Now, when we talk about rainfall, this is a 8 to 14 day hazard outlook about February 2nd through the 8th, 2026. At least right now, I'm not expecting heavy precip except for in parts of southern Alaska. Snowfall, there's no hazardous snowfall areas posted here. But like in the day 3 to 7 outlook, I wouldn't be surprised they post something this today for uh, heavy snow along the East Coast. We'll have to see. Winds, slight risk of high winds here in southern Alaska. And here we go with the temperatures, right? The 2nd through the 3rd, moderate risk of below normal temps all the way down into Florida, southern Florida. The 2nd through the 8th in a larger area, and the 7th through the 8th up to the north here. And this area around the Great Lakes as well. I'm not sure what time frame that is, but there's slight risk here. Must be the 2nd through the 8th. So the Climate Prediction Center is holding on to the fact that we may just continue with below normal temps here through almost the middle of the month. When we look at the 60-day temperature outlook, you see the warmer temps are building out west here into the northern U.S. potentially, but the Climate Prediction Center is thinking that and has high confidence below normal temps east in the eastern U.S. to maybe near normal in the northern New England here, and depending on where you Alaska, below near normal or above. Aleutian Island near normal and above in Hawaii. 6 to 10 day precip outlook. Yeah, not showing a lot of confidence of above normal precip for a good portion of the U.S. with the expectation that and confidence is highest here in the Intermountain West into Southern California and Central California into the Lower Mississippi Valley here, but a large area below normal and above normal in the Northwest, potentially in the northern tier of the U.S. and the far southern tier of the U.S. on the periphery of that Arctic air mass, right? Below normal up in Alaska to near normal to above, depending where you're at. Above to below normal to near normal, depending where you're at here in Hawaii, and below to near normal to above in the Aleutian Island chain. Moving out 8 to 14 days out west, still the high pressure is holding firmly in place here with above normal temps, with the low normal temps holding on in the eastern seaboard with a lot of confidence in southern Florida being below to maybe near normal to above in northern New England. See the push of warmer temps is pushing up into the northern tier of the U.S. Will still be cold probably, but not as cold as it has been. See in Alaska how most of the state now is projected to be above normal temperatures, maybe below up to the north. Hawaii, depending where you're at, confidence above normal temps, near normal to above, depending where you're at in the Aleutian Island chain. And we'll move on the precip, the 2nd through the 8th, below normal still for most of the U.S. And on the periphery, the northern and southern part of the U.S., maybe above the near normal to near normal northern New England. Alaska and Hawaii, the different areas, either near normal or above, and above the near normal Aleutian Island chain. So in the week 3 to 4 temperature outlook, the Climate Center continues to trend up below normal temps in the east, equal chances in between the near normal in the southern part of the U.S. and Texas and and the parts of the desert southwest here. Above normal, still continuing out west here, depending where you're at in Alaska, either above, equal, below. Hawaii looks like likely above, and above the equal chances Aleutian Island chain. We we go out to the week to 3 to 4 precip outlook. Not a lot of confidence either way for most of the continental U.S., whether it be above or below precip here. And we got this sliver of above normal here, generally in the northwest part of the U.S., with the exception of the coastline here. Equal to above precip chances, depending where you're at in Alaska, leaning above in Hawaii, and equal chances Aleutian Island chain. So, in closing, guys, we got a lot going on. The short term, just cold weather, and then in the mid to long term, we have a possibility for multiple systems that are going to make their way. Looks like a couple potential nor'easters here, and you know, the pattern supports this, guys. So, you know, cold air in place, negative tilted troughs, just a very active pattern ahead. And then in the longer term, maybe starting to get more active along the northwest coast. You can see that here. So, hope you have a great day, and I'll keep you updated, and God bless.